Thank you very much, Hughie. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a bouncing Hillsborough. As you can hear, the atmosphere is electric, as you would expect in a 101st meeting between these sides in all competition. For Leeds, it's all about the instant return to the Premier League. Victory takes them back into the top two ahead of that Cardiff-Ipswich game tomorrow night's time. Sheffield Wednesday, well, they want to avoid an instant return to League One. They spent 209 days in the relegation zone, but tonight, a victory would take them 16th in the Championship table. So much to play for, and on top of all that, it's a passionate, heart-pumping, chest-bursting Yorkshire derby. And as a Yorkshireman alongside me knows, there's something special about this tie and this atmosphere, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, I came here as Leeds United manager in my time. You know, we were fortunate to get a 2-0 win here, but you know, they put you under pressure. You know, and the crowd behind them, Sheffield Wednesday, is you know, it's a real problem at times. You know, it gives the players a lift, gets them on the front foot. You know, you've got two teams in a real good form at this moment, Adam, and I think that, you know, this game tonight, whoever can get the right side of it and get the 3 points, it'll give them a massive boost of confidence going forward.
Two teams, there's 4 changes for Sheffield Wednesday today. Beadle stays in goal. We think it will be a back 3 or a back 5 as they tend to play. Promeru, Diaby and Bernard, with Valentin and Johnson, the 2 wing backs. Palmer and Bannon, the 2 central midfielders. Musaba and Gassama wide, and Ugbo, of course, who's been in such terrific form leading the line. As for Leeds, 3 changes tonight. Relier's in goal. It's Gray, Rodon, Ampadu and Firpo, with Goip and Kamara in central midfield. Nonto, Jorginho and Somerville, with Bamford up top for Leeds United. Boy, is it loud. It's a wonderful atmosphere. It's a Friday night. It's Championship football on your home of the EFL as we begin the countdown of the Big Ten. 10 more games to go, so much to decide in what's been the most wonderful EFL season so far. The climax, you'll follow it every step of the way till May, right here across the TalkSport network. We are underway. Leeds are in their away shirts tonight. That's a salmon pink, and it's the traditional blue and white shirts with the dreadful numbers on the back for Sheffield Wednesday, who are protecting the Kop end away to our right-hand side in this opening 45 minutes. And it's the visitors with the early possession on that far side. Our referee tonight is Sam Allison. Of course, he had an interesting Friday night a couple of weeks ago when he sent off Carlos Corberan inside the first 6 minutes of the game between West Bromwich Albion and Southampton. Nothing so exciting yet in the opening 70 seconds or so here at Hillsborough. The noise in this stadium. I was here for the second leg of that playoff semi-final, and I thought it was loud that night. It's pretty good tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, these are games that you want to play in as a player. You know, I'm just looking at Sheffield Wednesday's shape. It does look like a back 5. We thought they might go to a 4 and think this, you know, is an opportunity to really have a go at Leeds. Looks like they've got 2 up top with a 3 just in behind them. But yeah, Sheffield Wednesday, they're playing with confidence. You know, they're on a good run. Was it 5 wins out of the last 6 games, only 1 defeat? You know, that's a better ratio than Leeds' last 6 at this moment, with 1 defeat and a draw, you know, as well as 4 victories. But you know, I think from Leeds United's point of view, this is a test of, you know, them credentials. Can you get promoted by going to places like Sheffield Wednesday that are on the up and get 3 points, because that's what promotion teams are made of.
If the table was running since the 1st of December, then Sheffield Wednesday would be 7th in it. That's how good their form has been. Gray's ball into the penalty area, and the first wild shot comes in from Jorginho from a tight angle at the edge of the 6-yard box. It was a very tight angle. He's put it high and wide and into the Kop away to our right-hand side. But we just saw the penetration coming from Archie Gray down this right-hand side. Back in the starting line-up tonight, the 17-year-old actually turns 18 on Tuesday, and almost an ever-present throughout this Leeds United side this season.
Yeah, absolutely amazing achievement. You know, obviously there's great history with the Gray family and Leeds United. You know, and he's been absolutely fantastic, Archie Gray. I've seen him on a number of occasions now, and he doesn't play like an 18-year-old. He plays like a seasoned pro. Great feet, great awareness, got good touch, gets out of tight situations well. Playing full-back, obviously a central midfield player, but he can play that full-back position stood on his head, to be honest.
James Speedle with a long clearance, but Sheffield Wednesday, Oko trying to race towards the edge of the penalty area, and he's in a tough fight then with Ethan Ampadu, who's done well defensively for Leeds, and the ball goes out of play on that far side, the right end. It'll be a throw to Leeds United on that left-hand side. This partnership between Rodon and Ampadu that suddenly got struck up due to injuries, and the disappearance of Pascal Strike through injury, and the not favouring of Liam Cooper, of course, club captain for Leeds United. It's just been so effective for Leeds.
Yeah, it has. I mean, he's been such a fantastic signing, Ampadu. I mean, he's just as effective whether he plays in midfield in that defensive midfield role, or whether he plays at the side of Rodon at the back. I mean, the one thing they do struggle with at times, though, Leeds, is set plays. You know, a little bit of lack of height at the back at times. I've seen them concede a couple of times now where sides have worked them out that way.
It's better from Sheffield Wednesday. Valentin down that right-hand side, gets towards the corner flag, skips through to the byline, looks to cut it back, and it's again Ampadu is there at the edge of his 6-yard area to clear it away for Leeds United. There's going to be a free kick with a hugging from Liam Palmer, who has slotted into that midfield role that we thought he might have done tonight, and Ampadu angry because he wanted to take a quick free kick then, but the ball was moved out of his way quite cleverly that time by Musaba. No card shown, and Leeds will have possession midway inside their own half. It's an all-action opening 4.5 minutes on TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0.
Yeah, I mean, they're having a real go at Leeds in these opening exchanges. Sheffield Wednesday, they're playing with confidence, the tails are up.
Lovely ball from Somerville down that left-hand side, and the offside flag immediately shown on this near side. And that will be a free kick for Wednesday and a chance for them to clear their lines. As we've said in the build-up, just 2 behind Ipswich and 5 points behind Leicester right now for Leeds United. The irony being, they're actually 8 points better off than they were in the 2019-2020 Championship season.
Yeah.
And yet they find themselves third in the table, and there's no guarantee of them going anywhere this season.
No, that's right. You know, what they've got to do, and it's the same for both sides really tonight, is that they've just got to keep chalking the wins up. You know, both sides are in great form. You can see that with the confidence that they're both exuding in this early start in the game. You know, both sides are full of it. Wednesday are taking the game to Leeds. Leeds are countering it well. You know, and offering a threat in wide areas. We knew that all along. But it's evenly balanced at this moment in time.
Monto touches the ball out of play on this near side, and it will be a throw on halfway down this left-hand side for Sheffield Wednesday. Marvin Johnson will take it, a player that found himself training on his own at the start of the season under Xisco Munoz, who of course was the man in charge. Just lasted the 92 days here at Hillsborough before he departed, but Johnson ever since has been back in favour, and he's lost all 3 of his appearances against Leeds, but he's into his 18th start of the campaign and has made that left-sided berth in this system. But the one thing I would say, Neil, there's a lot of defenders out there for Sheffield Wednesday tonight, aren't there?
Yeah, there is, but I mean, you know, you look at the recent form and the results that they've had, it seems to work for them. You know, what they do is that they actually transition from a back 5 to a 4-4-2 when they go forward, and they press. You know, they release the wing back forward high up the pitch. It keeps 2 up top. And they do it really well. It's effective. I've been interested to see how they do unfold and how they do play it. You know, I've looked at some of the clips from the games before, previous, you know, to coming on tonight, and you know they have got a real identity now under Danny Rowell, and it's difficult to play against. Real energy about Sheffield Wednesday at this moment.
It's Kamewa with the full forward. He's playing on the left of the 3 at the back tonight for Sheffield Wednesday. I was a little surprised to see Dominic Iorfa and Michael Higuain not in the starting line-up tonight, but both amongst the substitutes, making changes from the fact that they both only played on Tuesday evening. Now down the right-hand side is Nonto towards the edge of the penalty area for Leeds United. Archie Gray inside, he just overruns it. The second touch, the first touch was good, second touch just took it away from him, and the ball runs out of play, and it'll be a goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday away to our right-hand side. 7.5 minutes played, it remains 0-0 on TalkSport 2.
Yeah, just quite a bit of angst from the Sheffield Wednesday fans round about us. They just thought that was offside. It looked a good 2 or 3 yards offside, to be honest with you. As that ball got played over the top to Anthony Musaba. It's got real, Willie Nonto, but they defended it really, really well in the end, and nothing came of it. But it's really tight in these opening exchanges. No change has been given. It's interesting how Wednesday have matched Leeds up in midfield. It's man for man in there. Barry Bannon alongside his partner in there, Liam Palmer. gives that little midfield fella a chance to go and get on the ball and pass, and he does all the dirty work for him and break play up and make sure he's got room to play.
34 years of age now, Barry Bannon, so effective. Hasn't scored or managed an assist in his 10 previous appearances against Leeds so far. He'll try to change that tonight, of course, and the boos and whistles are for a free kick that's been given on that far side. And actually there's chat, I think, coming from Sam Allison here just to calm things down, and Ethan Ampadu is the initial person that the conversation's had with, because he's tried to get involved, being one of the key figures for Leeds United, of course. And it's Crescencio Somerville, I think, who's had the talking to him and Valentin on that far side of the field. We'd expect that. We're 10 minutes into a Yorkshire derby. There's got to be a little bit of that, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a little bit of work to do for the referee, Sam Allison, there. I mean, I just think it was obviously the wing back getting tight to the winger, you know, and he didn't like it, Somerville. You know, there's a little bit of a retaliation there where he leans back into him and throws an elbow, but I don't think it's anywhere near his marker. But it's a derby, like you say, you're going to get things like that.
Down this right-hand side, Leeds come again as Gray tries to slip a ball in for Nonto. Chases on and is well picked up on this right-hand side for Jorginho. Holds the ball up well, gives it back to Gray, closed down immediately by a couple of blue and white shirts. Back to Rodon, on loan, of course, from Tottenham. In the centre circle is Ampadu, short to Kamara, and they'll just look to shift it forward now down that left-hand side. Somerville's there, he's got Firpo making the run outside him, but Somerville just takes the ball on and then runs into trouble at the edge of the penalty area. And we mentioned the pitch, well, there's a perfect example, as trying to get away on that far side was Gassama, but got nowhere as he slipped over a fairly threadbare surface for grass on that far touchline. There's patches of that all over this Hillsborough surface, and something that Daniel Farker mentioned in his pre-match press conference, that he was aware of the quality of the playing surface here. Yeah,
it's not great. I mean, what it has made for is a fast pitch. You know, obviously it's been rolled flat. It's the only thing you can do, you know, so you get a truer bounce, but it's made the ball speed really a difficult problem for the players. It's run away from one or two at times.
Ugbo holds the ball up really nicely. He was on loan at Cardiff earlier in the season, and now he's stepping away down this left-hand side in towards the edge of the penalty area. There's good movement here from the Sheffield Wednesday front line. It's back with Johnson on this left-hand side. Just rolls the ball with his left foot, then gives it back on this near touchline to Maywell. And now down this left-hand side, the charge is on again towards the edge of the penalty area. Onto the right foot, just slips over as he tried to play the ball into the penalty area. That one's lifted to the far post. Has to be dealt with by Somerville, who puts it out of play, and that will be a corner on that far side for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, great know-how from little Barry Bannon. The ball runs to him midfield, and all he does is leave that ball at the back stick, and it's curling away from the defenders. And Somerville feels that he's got to get behind there and just get something on it, because he doesn't know what's behind him. And it gives Wednesday a corner in a good position.
And it's going to be delivered by Barry Bannon on that far side. So often so deadly from set pieces. He's played this one short though, and going to try and work it with Palmer. Back to Bannon again, who's got the touch, but I think he's going to run away from him and out of play for what will be a goal kick for Leeds United away to our left-hand side. I always feel it's a bit of a waste. First one of the game, with someone like Bannon's delivery, surely just get it in the box and see what you can make happen.
Well, the bigger one as well is it's at this moment in time, it's probably Leeds United's Achilles heel, defending set plays. You know, they've not been great this season at it. They've conceded quite a few. You know, for me, get the ball in the box.
Leeds go short from their goal kick. No surprise there, really. Out by Ampadu, up to Bamford, who's dropped in deep to try and pick up possession. Get some help from Firpo. On halfway, Somerville's there and just chests it into touch. And it'll be a throw on that far side in front of the huge north stand here at Hillsborough, under the lights. The Yorkshire air is fresh and crisp. It's a chilly old night. And as things stand, they're looking for a goal to warm the hearts of either of these sets of supporters at a packed-out Hillsborough. 12 and a half minutes on the clock on TalkSport 2. It remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. Taken down by Ampadu, who strides forward through the centre circle for Leeds United to this right-hand side where Gray picks it up just short of halfway. Back once more to Rodon, who will go out wide to that left-hand side. The returning Firpo, who was rested on Tuesday night, and he and Archie Gray given the night off against Stoke. Paul Roberts and of course Sam Byron, who's in his second spell at the club. And it's back with Melier at the edge of his own penalty area. He's just happy to keep possession and look to build from the back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at Leeds trying to build now through the thirds, and a lot of stuff goes through Ilya Gruev. He's been a real standout performer for Leeds United in recent games, and they've done really well to block the passing line off into him, Sheffield Wednesday. They're making it difficult for Leeds to play through central areas.
Trying to get Kamara away over halfway that time, Leeds United, and then there's a footing on that far side from Valentin. It's out of play for what will be a throw on that left-hand side for Leeds United, just short of halfway, and it's going to be left short for Junior Firpo to take. Former Barca man, of course.
I'm just watching Paul Valentin. Wherever Crescencio Somerville's gone, he's followed him. It's a good job. If he goes off to go to the toilet at half-time, I think he'll follow him in.
He's doing his job, isn't he?
He's doing his job, mate, to the letter.
And Somerville, of course, has got 15 goals to his name this season, so it's probably no great surprise. They did draw 0-0 when they met earlier on in this campaign, of course, and the record for Leeds United here at Hillsborough is not the best in recent times. Here's Somerville down this right-hand side. So no, it's Nonto down the right-hand side, as he just looks to maybe lay off to Gray, gives it back to halfway. Rodon's there, and here's Ampadu, and out wide on that left-hand side, Firpo's in some space, but instead goes back across the centre circle to his Welsh colleague, and Rodon, 33rd start of this campaign.
You look at the shape from Wednesday, Adam. It's a good shape. Out of possession. It's a mid-block, back five, midfield four, one up top. They're letting Leeds have it. There's no passing lanes whatsoever into the front. So difficult to play through. This has been a real trait of Wednesday in this run that they've been on.
Well, we are very lucky here. We're high up in the south stand at Hillsborough, so you do get the most wonderful view of the patterns of play as Gray picks it up again on this right-hand side for Leeds United. Nonto back in field to Ampadu. Very patient stuff from Leeds. Not looking to force it too early. Happy to take their time and just try and move this, as Neil described it, this compact Sheffield Wednesday shape, and just try and find themselves some space. Greff into the feet of Nonto. Now Archie Gray is on the overlap, but again, as we've seen 2 or 3 times, pass is just slightly overhit, runs out of play, and it'll be Sheffield Wednesday's goal kick away to our right-hand side.
Yeah, I think you can look at the surface as well there. It is, because it's roll flat, it's fast, like I said. I mean, anything that's slightly over it just runs on. We know Archie Gray can run, but he's not going to catch that.
Goal kick, should I say, away to our right-hand side, and it's going to be taken by Sheffield Wednesday, and it is out wide to that right-hand side, and it's up towards halfway, where it's picked up in a good run here by Masaba, who's come across, and there's a bit of space out wide down this left-hand side for Johnson. Johnson then tries to deliver the cross, and it's blocked out once more by the outstretched boot of Nonto, and it's going to be another corner for Sheffield Wednesday. I wonder what they'll do this time in terms of whether they'll go short or maybe just put something in the mixer.
Yeah, I think this has got to come in, surely. This is what Leeds United don't want early on in the game. They brought absolutely everybody back to pick up in that penalty area. There's 10 pink shirts, 1 green.
There is. He stands out, there's no doubt about it, and we know he doesn't like to collect a cross, but he's not going to have to on this occasion. Driven goalwards! Saved by Melier. What an opportunity at the edge of the 6-yard box. Driven goalwards. Melier's got a touch on him. May have hurt himself in the process, because I think he's asking for some treatment. It will be another corner on that far side.
Yeah, they should score there Wednesday. Adam, it's a well-worked corner. It's curled in towards that near post. It's flicked on. Leeds United do not defend set plays well, and that's run loose in the 6-yard box. All it needs is a touch, and the goal's empty. He's committed to that. Ilhan Melier, he gets absolutely nothing on it, to be honest.
Well, he's saying now he's okay. Maybe he just needed a moment or two. The trainers are ready to come on, but
style it out as soon as we missed it.
It's the best thing to do. He did run loose though. Good stuff this from Sheffield Wednesday so far. 17.5 minutes on the clock. It remains 0-0 at Hillsborough. Bannon will swing this one in this time, and that's headed clear at the near post to the edge of the penalty area, where it's driven goalwards on that occasion by Palmer, and it's high and wide, and it'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, he didn't really look at that too long, did he? Liam Palmer is not known for his goals. He's known for his defensive play at the back and in midfield to break play up, but it's half decent strike. It only clears the ball by a couple of foot.
Yeah, Melier I think he did get a touch on that shot from Kasama, no doubt about it, but just a moment for Sheffield Wednesday, and a moment that's lifted the souls inside Hillsborough, that's for sure. It really is scrappy stuff on halfway. Bannon getting stuck in, Johnson as well, and then in the end, a bit of frustration from Bannon and Johnson as Famewu has lifted that into touch, and Leeds will have the throw down this right-hand side, taken short into the feet once more of Ampadu, who goes to the left. Firpo's on a charge here, got some pace about him as he advances midway inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Back to Kamara, former Rangers and Arsenal man, just working it down that left-hand side, in towards the feet of Jorginho this time, and Firpo's there too. Jorginho is lurking in a central area, just waiting. Banfield has gone just ahead of him. They have the ball in the middle of the park with Grueff down this right-hand side, and he's tried to lift it to Nonto. Nonto's not the biggest, and he gets up, but he can't keep that ball in, and it's out of play for what will be a throw down this near side for Sheffield Wednesday. You're listening to Sheffield Wednesday against Leeds in the EFL Championship on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty rewards points. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. It remains 0-0, 19 minutes in. Leeds looking to build again. Oh, short pass. Hugger done brilliantly here. Got support out wide from Musaba on the right-hand side. Ampadu's on the chase. Tries the shot, deflects off Ampadu, who does get back, and it's out for what will be a corner on that far side.
He just had a slight pause before he went to strike that, and it gave Ampadu a chance to get back in. I think if he'd have struck that first time, you've been looking at William Millier having to make a save there, but fantastic break by Sheffield Wednesday. They've looked the more dangerous of the two sides at this moment in time. They're playing with confidence, and it's all on for Leeds United to keep that clean sheet at this moment.
It's all very slow and ponderous from Leeds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting when you consider how good they are on the break and at fast turnovers. Bannon swings that one, headed down and away by Bamford this time. It'll be another throw on that far side. In fact, it's taken a touch off a blue and white shirt and goes out of play for what is a Leeds United throw on that far side. You're listening to TalkSport 2. It remains 0-0. Sheffield Wednesday against Leeds. The countdown for the final 10 games of the Championship is on. This is match number 1, of course. Both will have 9 left after this. Tomorrow lunchtime, we've got more live Championship action for you. Exclusive to National Radio on TalkSport 2 as Cardiff take on Ipswich. Where Ipswich will be in the table, we'll know by 10 o'clock tonight, of course, as they face Cardiff down in the Principality. Now, going forward down the right-hand side, Anthony Musaba on the charge again. He's done really well. Cuts inside this time. Looks to lay the ball across to the edge of the 6-yard box where Ampadu can clear.
Yeah, it's just that final ball at this moment for Wednesday. They've got some great position. They've actually countered on Leeds really, really well. It's something that Leeds do with the opposition usually.
There's the charge on again towards the edge of the penalty area. This time Valentina was riding right at the, or driving should I say, right at the heart of that Leeds United defence, and it's desperate defending once more. And well, I'll tell you what, if you'd just been beamed down from another planet and you had to work out who was third in the Championship and who was in the bottom 3 based on the opening 21 minutes here, I think you wouldn't be able to tell, would you?
No, definitely. I mean, they started so well Wednesday. This way of playing that they've got, that Danny Rose adopted for his team, it really suits him. It frees Barry Bannon up. He's got his minder in there, Liam Palmer. They've got pace in wide areas. They're really resolute at the back. And what they do, if Leeds have got any control possession at all, they just drop and deny space. There's nowhere for Leeds to run into, so everything's in front of Wednesday. And it's making it difficult for Leeds to try and find any passing lanes to get in front of goal.
Rodon inside the centre circle, gives it short to Kamara. They're the thoughts of the former Leeds United manager, Neil Redfern, who's alongside me, Adam Bridger at the Hillsborough tonight. Bamford holding the ball up inside the penalty area. He's done really well because he's got 2 around him. In the end he goes down and he's the one who's penalised. It was a real tussle inside that penalty area, and in the end Bamford goes down. He's furious with the decision of Sam Allison, holding his mouth as though he felt he was caught in his challenge, but it's gone the way of Sheffield Wednesday, and they'll clear their lines as we reach the midway point of the first half.
Yeah, I think the referee's been excellent so far. He's not been fooled by anything, and he's made some sensible decisions. Just prior to that, it was classic Bamford, good old up play, came off, turned, twisted, got himself in a good position in the box from a timed run. He's starting to come back to something like of the real Patrick Bamford that really can create and score at this level.
Bamford is certainly not got the best of records against Sheffield Wednesday though. No goal in his last 6 appearances against Wednesday, but since the 1st of January 6 goals in 9 games, so he's in decent form and making a telling contribution, as Phil Hay was saying in the build-up. Phil Hay from The Athletic, of course, the Leeds correspondent, was saying his introduction back into the team was quite timely by Daniel Farke. Made all the difference. Here's Somerville just twisting and turning at the edge of the penalty area, and Sheffield Wednesday managed to steal away possession once more on that right hand side. It's Ugbo who's back doing the hard yards as well. I mean, everything I've read, or everything anyone here has to say about Ugbo since he arrived is just fully impressive, and there he's back on defensive duty.
Yeah, his work rate's phenomenal. You can see his teammates appreciate it. A little pat on the back for him as a run past one of them, but he's really important to this shape, this way that Sheffield Wednesday play, because he's often on his own, alone up there at times. They do jump from that central midfield position to join him, but often at times he's got his back to goal and he's having to all play up, and it's difficult, and he does a fantastic job for the team.
And Kasama there charging forward, just trying to do some pressing and showing a clean pair of heels that time by Joe Rodon, who has the ball back for Leeds United. Now Gray down this right hand side, 5 or 6 yards inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. It's 0-0 on your home of the EFL Talk Sport 2. Plenty of Premier League action for you tomorrow as well. I'll tell you about that shortly, but Leeds United are on the attack once more. Ampadu this time, striding forward unchallenged. Bannon looks to go across and close off a potential route for him, but he gets the help from Nonto, who's in a more central area. Gray has got space wide on this right hand side, but Ampadu goes diagonal instead towards the far side of the penalty area. It was Junior Firpo who had made the run inside the box, can't get there, and had a play for a goal kick. So our live and exclusive Premier League game tomorrow lunchtime, that comes from Old Trafford. It's Manchester United versus Everton. Sam Matterface and the former Newcastle manager Alan Pardew will guide you through that one tomorrow lunchtime. As I say, over on TalkSport 2 will be Cardiff against Ipswich from the Championship, and then from 2:30 tomorrow afternoon, of course, Game Day Live with Adrian Durham, Alvin Martin and Mick McCarthy's on the team tomorrow as they give you the goals as they go in from around the grounds, while over on TalkSport 2 at 3 o'clock it's Wolves against Fulham from the Premier League. Ugbo slipping that down that right hand channel, Usama pacing across the penalty area, and in the end there's a foul, and it's a foul that time on Nonto that's penalised, and that will be a free kick for Leeds from inside their own penalty area.
Yeah, fantastic break by Wednesday again. Great ball across the 6-yard box by Ugbo. The real thorn in Leeds' side at this moment in time, because when he gets his once he gets his teammates up there with him in support, they look really dangerous Wednesday. They look like they can create and score, but at this moment in time Leeds are just keeping them at arm's length.
26 minutes played. Here's Bamford, no offside flag, edge of the penalty area. Bamford onto his right foot, can't get the shot away, he's closed down, does in the end get one away. It takes a couple of ricochets, appeals for handball against Bamford inside the penalty area. Oh, and there's a late challenge that may well earn Patrick Bamford a yellow card. Referee Sam Allison has blown his whistle. He's taking his time as he strides over. Just caught him a little bit late with that lunging challenge. May well get away with this.
Yeah, it's definitely a yellow, to be honest with you, but he's not going to get one. He's been very lenient, the referee, which is good to see, to be honest with you. I don't think there's been any malice in any of the challenges, even though it's a derby game. But that was a late one from Bamford. His touch just let him down a little bit, and his momentum took him into the challenge.
Well, again, I think they were too busy asking for an offside flag as well, weren't they?
Well, there's a couple of times now, this linesman on this side, he's sort of not kept up with play, if you like, and Leeds have got in on the back of it.
As well as plenty of live football for you tomorrow, of course. Don't forget the cricket in the morning as well. Day 3 of the 5th test is exclusively live here on TalkSport 2 from 3:30 in the morning. You may have seen the wonderful mountains in the venue where the 3rd test is being held, or 5th test is being held right now, and England have got a mountain to climb tomorrow morning. Welcome listeners to Talk Sport to Hillsborough, where we've been playing for 27 and a half minutes. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. One clear opportunity really for Sheffield Wednesday to take the lead in this game, and that came about, as a good save from Mele after an effort from Kasama was on target. and it's been a really good start from Sheffield Wednesday. The former Leeds United boss Neil Redfern is alongside me here at Hillsborough as the attack comes down the right-hand side from Sheffield Wednesday and by Valentine, and they've won themselves another corner, Neil, and Sheffield Wednesday have been on the front foot and the better side in this opening 28 minutes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Leeds have been at full tilt, so stay with them at this moment in time. I mean, it's a really close encounter. You know, they show good moments Wednesday in and around the box. They've countered well on Leeds. Leeds haven't had the numbers at times back, and it's been last ditch. But we're still with clean sheets for either side. But you can't see this game going like that, you know, for the full 90 minutes.
Bannon from the far side, left footed, it's a swung in ball towards the edge of the 6-yard box at the back, taken on this time by Palmer inside the penalty area, hooks that back into the danger zone. There's a couple of free Sheffield Wednesday players, but the assistant on the far side says Palmer failed to keep the ball in play. It's out for what will be a goal kick for Leeds United, who've got a couple of players down with potential head injuries inside the penalty area, Rodon being one of those right now. Neil, can you kind of explain, we've been talking about the shape that Sheffield Wednesday have shown so far, and they've been doing incredibly well while this injury takes place.
Yeah.
TalkSport listeners are leading us again now. We've had 29 minutes here. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. In terms of the shape, not only is it stifling Leeds United, but they also pounce very quickly from attack. We talked about there being a lot of defenders, but their ability to counter very quickly is what's causing Leeds the issues.
Yeah, well, what they're doing as well is it's almost like it's like a 5-3-2, if you like. You know, they leave one striker up there. They'll try and press with the outside one of the three in midfield if the ball's on that side. If they get chance to jump and go after Leeds, if the ball goes backwards or square from Leeds or somebody has a loose touch, then they jump as a team. You can see it, and then they try and go after it. As soon as they pinch it, then they raid. You can see it in the make-up. They're looking to raid quickly, and they've got round Leeds' penalty area really quick. What they have done really well as well, which is significant, Leeds like to go and exploit the space in behind teams, and every time Leeds have got good controlled possession, all they've done is drop and deny space, so everything's been in front of Wednesday. There's no space for Leeds to go into, and it's actually made them a little bit predictable.
Well, it's Firpo and Rodon that are getting treatment inside the Leeds United penalty area for that clash of heads as that corner was swung in. So as I was saying, cricket tomorrow morning, 3:30, pick up day 3, lots for England to do. Great commentary today, particularly on Ben Stokes' first ball back in Test cricket, which he took a wicket with. Absolute stunner as well. And boxing as well tonight, of course. Big night out in Riyadh. It gets underway. 9 o'clock is Fight Night over on TalkSport. But remember the TalkSport YouTube channel. There's a watch along there. Adam Catterall, Spencer Oliver, Troy Deeney as well, amongst the team who are watching the fight tonight between Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. And that's underway over on TalkSport from 9 o'clock tonight. Rodon might have a bit of a problem here because he's been down for some time, hasn't he? Firpo looks like he's up and about and okay, and obviously it's never anything we want to rush because of potential concussion, but it almost looks like they're doing a bit of repair work there on Joe Rodon.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously the pair of them have clashed heads at some point as that ball's coming in the box from the corner, and you can never be too careful. Obviously the concussion protocols as well are in place, and they'll want to try and get him on his feet if they can, Leeds, because what they don't want to do is lose him for any length of time. Joe Rodon is a really important player for him, particularly as Sheffield Wednesday have started so well as well.
Yeah, his 28th consecutive start in the Championship, and he's had Ampadu alongside him in the last 10 games as centre-half. They've kept 7 clean sheets and only conceded 3 goals in that time.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, to be honest with you, because obviously he's not a natural centre-back, Ethan Ampadu. I think Joe Rodon has played, you know, the bigger part of that. You know, he's such a cultured centre-back. You know, on loan obviously from Spurs. Fantastic signing acquisition for Leeds.
And of course they don't want an injury for Joe Rodon if you're a Welsh supporter as well, with big game coming up for Wales, of course, in their attempts to qualify for Euro 2024. He looks like he's okay. He's got a clean shirt, which would maybe indicate maybe a bit of claret has been spilt. But he will have to wait, of course, the third. He said, no, he's being allowed straight back on. Much to the fury of the Sheffield Wednesday supporters around us here at Hillsborough. But Rodon is straight back on, and Melier with the clearance for Leeds. And on halfway, it's Bamford who tries to play it forward as Leeds United just try to show a bit of composure and try and fashion a goal-scoring opportunity, because at the moment Sheffield Wednesday the better of these two sides after 33 minutes here on TalkSport 2, but it remains goalless. Left-hand side Furper up to Somerville, just tries the back heel, and it's well read on that occasion by Bernard, and it's out of play for what will be a throw on the far side for Sheffield Wednesday.
I tell you what I have noticed is that at times, there's been quite a bit of chaos in the game. When they've brought Sheffield Wednesday at times. And I think that it actually suits the way they play. They've got pace to get up with Ugbo. It's been disruptive for Leeds. It's not letting them get the passing game together, and it's been a real problem at times for them. But they've sort of revelled in it, Sheffield Wednesday, and they're so diligent at the back. It's difficult to try and find a way through them.
Sheffield Wednesday have the throw on the far side. Ironic cheers, another error from Leeds towards the back. Valentin will go across and will look to take this for Sheffield Wednesday. Spaniard, 17th consecutive appearance in the Championship. This one's going to be launched into that penalty area. They've sent everyone forward apart from Palmer, who is the only lone figure around the centre circle. That goes into the penalty area, helped on into the danger zone, and it's cleared away in the end by a flying Rinonto at the edge of the penalty area. Palmer takes the option of going back to the on-loan Brighton keeper James Beadle, and he'll come out to Bannon, and now they'll look to build again from down this left-hand side. Famewa with the long ball forward, trying to pick out Johnson on this near touchline, does well to keep it in, hooks it inside, then goes down. Ugbo was coming for it. I think they wanted the foul, but Bannon picks it up towards the edge of the penalty area. There's Ugbo once more, trying to win possession on this near side was Gassama. Bannon back into Gassama, who just loses his footing, not for the first time in this game. Ball at feet, just tries to use his strength to bulldoze his way through, and he's still going as it comes to Ugbo, and then it's cleared away this time by Ampadu at speed. Bannon's alongside him, tries to get the footing for the challenge. Bamford will pick it up on that left-hand side, midway inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Infield it goes, but the pass is poor. And now an opportunity again. Gassama to Masaba. Back inside the centre circle for Palmer. He does well to win that ball back. They are first to every loose ball right now, Sheffield Wednesday. With 10 minutes remaining in this first half here on TalkSport 2, it remains 0-0. Yeah,
I mean, they've been the better of the two sides. There's no two ways about it. They've managed the magnitude of a Yorkshire derby better than Leeds. They've gone on the front foot. The system looks better at this moment in time, but we know Leeds are so dangerous on the break.
And Somerville is trying to break down that left-hand side, and that's a crunching tackle that comes in from Bambo Diaby. Puts the ball out of play. It had to be well-timed, or Somerville would have been away, and instead it's a throw-in that far side to Leeds United.
Yeah, brilliant tackle from Bambo Diaby. His timing had to be spot on there, because that ball's running into the penalty area as Somerville's running onto it, but fantastic challenge.
No messing around from the former Preston centre-half. He's only started 2 of the last 13 in the Championship, but clearly Danny Roll thought that he needed him tonight. Kamara tries to play tight on that far side for Leeds United, about 5 or 6 yards outside the Sheffield Wednesday penalty area. Back to Rodon on halfway. Nonto out wide on this right-hand side. He's got Gray inside him and ahead. Looks to cut infield. And he'll try and release a shot with his left foot, which he does. Takes a couple of deflections, and it's going to be gathered up by Beadle inside his 6-yard box away to our right-hand side. There's a few shouts of handball from the travelling Leeds fans who come in their numbers away to our left-hand side, making plenty of noise. But certainly being outnumbered inside Hillsborough, vocally in particular. A very vociferous home crowd tonight. We've been enjoying the recent run. They've won their last 3 at home, their best Championship run since 2021. Throw down this left-hand side, taken by Johnson. Ugbo's there, sharp being pulled, still managed to win the ball, but comes out as far as Ampadu, and he'll go back to Melier at the edge of his own penalty area. The Leeds just struggling to find a rhythm, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at the last passage of play when Willie Nonto picked the ball up on the wide on the right, and he's running past players inside, but he's just running onto bodies, because obviously they've got 5 at the back, 3 in midfield. One of the strikers drops in, so he's just running into traffic. He needs to try and go down the outside if he can.
I was going to say, Dan James's direct nature and his pace would probably be a better option in those instances, you feel, because Nonto is constantly looking to come inside, which he's done again. Somerville's come over on this near touchline as well. So very biased on this right-hand side for numbers at this moment, Leeds United. So they go to Firpo, who's on that left-hand side, and now back to Ampadu, who's now midway inside his own half again. Seeing plenty of the ball, clips the ball over the top, charges on here. Jorginho onside, and Beadle makes the save, gets the shot away second time, and it's blocked at the edge of the 6-yard box. And it's blocked well that time by Romero. And it's out of play on this near side. Just for a moment, Jorginho was in space, and you thought that was going to be Leeds United's moment. Yeah, flick. Here's Jorginho to Gray across the penalty area, and volleyed clear by Valentin.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity. It's a well-timed run. Linesman's getting pelters here from the Sheffield Wednesday fans, but I think he was onside, to be honest.
Gray swings that one over, headed away by Diaby again. Edge of the penalty area, a little cushion header backwards, and Ampadu will try and flick up and win it, but it doesn't. It comes to Rodon inside the centre circle. 6 minutes remaining in this first half of this Yorkshire derby. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 0. A reminder, we'll be following the EFL through to the conclusion this season, every step of the way till May. Jorginho again, this time inside the penalty area. This time the flag does go up, as you can probably tell by the action from the Sheffield Wednesday supporters around us.
Yeah, the irony of the cheers. I mean, he must have had 3 or 4 similar decisions to make, the linesman. And for me, he's probably got 2 or 3 of those wrong. You know, and Leeds have nearly got in. It's a straight run from midfield from Ruta. It's a straight ball. You know, in behind, they're just a little bit flat at times. You know, they're looking to come up. There's no pressure on the ball. You've got to drop, deny space as a back line. And they've been caught coming up, and Leeds have got in. But Linesman's got that one right.
Remember, Diaby goes direct down that right-hand touchline. It was a long ball forward, but it's well shepherded at the back by Ampadu. He's got Ugbo for company. And instead he'll go infield to Kamara, who's immediately closed down by the run of Palmer. Melier will play it out to Rodon on this right-hand side. And now Gray, and maybe there's a chance to stretch Sheffield Wednesday now, but the pass from Gray is poor. And it's well read and comfortably shepherded back by Johnson to Beadle, who will clear on this near side. It's kept in by Gassama that time, but only as far as Nonto. And Kamara back to Nonto. Right-hand side forward, the ball comes from Rodon, and now Bannon will pick up the loose ball in the middle of the park for Sheffield Wednesday. A little shove, and he wins the free kick after the foul from Nonto, and a round of applause from Danny Roll down below for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, he's been involved in quite a lot of good things for Sheffield Wednesday, as usual, Barry Bannon. He just got such good awareness of his teammates, you know, the shape and its strengths, and he knits these passes together and he gets Wednesday playing.
Out of contract in June is Barry Bannon. A number of these Sheffield Wednesday players deals up, of course, in June. I'm guessing they'll be waiting to see what the future holds for the club in terms of staying in the Championship before there's any commitment on those sides. But Bannon, of course, absolute legend in these parts, having joined from Crystal Palace. There's Nonto. Oh, lovely ball. Gray inside the penalty area. Right-hand side, level the 6-yard box. Tries to put the cross in, and it's put behind well that time by Firmino, and out for a corner down this right-hand side, which Somerville will come across to take.
Yeah, great understanding by Archie Gray and Willie Nonto to link. It's a run that's inside. It's an underlap from the full-back, and the wide player Willie Nonto just rolls it in between the 2 Sheffield Wednesday players, and it's a dangerous run. Well read in the end by Wednesday. They defend it away, but it's a corner for Leeds.
Yeah, possible opportunity here then for Leeds United. Bamford is the only one inside the 6-yard area at the moment. You feel there's going to be plenty of movement as Somerville gets them flicked forwards and just over the top. And it was a really good flicked header as well that time. It was heading goalwards. Good corner, well-worked routine, but just over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, I mean, he looked comfortable with that, to be fair, did James Beadle, but like you said, it was a good ball in. It fetched Sheffield Wednesday under it, and it's a good header by Ruta to try and steer that back towards the far corner, but it just landed on top of the roof of the net.
We're into the last, 2.5 minutes of the first half. TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL, where it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. As it was when they met earlier on in the season at Ellen Road. Ugbo trying to get through, but it's well read that time by Rodon, but they still have possession here. So they're giving it away inside the centre circle. Jorginho gets it on towards Somerville, helped on its way by Bamford out wide on that left-hand side. They want the offside flag, it's not coming. Somerville at the byline tries to get it across, and he does swing it over, takes a deflection, and out of play on this near side for what will be a throw-in to Sheffield Wednesday. I think he was onside that time. I think he got it right.
Yeah, just. I mean, one of obviously the most important thing for a linesman is that you can keep up with play. It's got to be, hasn't it?
Quite a challenge with the pace that these two sides break out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Here's the throw down this left-hand side. Johnson will take it for Sheffield Wednesday. Agbo just tries to get the better of Rodon, very physical on that occasion. Rodon managed to win it. Here's Ampadu. Oh, Agbo's caught him and he's pulled down, is he? By Ampadu, yes he is. And that could well be the first yellow card of the game to Ampadu. And that's a free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. And Ampadu goes in the book.
Well, he's been very lenient, Mr. Allison, and it's led to a good game of football, to be honest with you. There's been no malice in any challenges. It's led for a good encounter, a good Yorkshire derby, but that was definitely a yellow card.
Oh, Bannon was trying to take it short, and did take it short to Gassama. Going to be made to take it the second time though, which is probably no bad thing given there's plenty of blue and white shirts circling at the edge of the Leeds United penalty area. Here's Bannon then to deliver, and he does. Flicked on, but flicked on hopelessly in this instance, and out of play. It was Musaba who got the touch, and it will be a goal kick away to our left-hand side. In the final minute then of the first half, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 0, live and exclusive to National Radio from Hillsborough here on TalkSport 2. Don't forget, more Championship action tomorrow lunchtime. Cardiff Ipswich underway at 12:30. In the Premier League, we've got Manchester United against Everton for you on TalkSport, followed by Wolves against Fulham on TalkSport 2 from 3. Or, of course, you can take in the goals as they go in as we go round the grounds. The only 5 o'clock fully classified service as well. That's from 2:30 tomorrow afternoon with Adrian Durham on TalkSport. Melier bowls it out down this right-hand side. 4 added minutes at the end of the first half, and that head injury predominantly you'd feel to Joe Rodon. Here's Nonto with a bit of space, opens it up for Kamara. Kamara out wide to that left-hand side. Here's Somerville, 25 yards from goal, coming onto his right foot. Looks at options, maybe he's thinking of a shot. Goes inside the penalty area to Jorginho and then flicks it on to Somerville, who goes down inside the penalty area, and it's comfortably cleared for the moment for Sheffield Wednesday. Kamara on that left-hand side tries to play it in. Here's Nonto. The Sheffield Wednesday supporters are urging the defenders to clear their lines. Here's Firpo at the byline, tries to clip it over and put out and behind for a corner on that far side.
Yeah, patient again from Leeds. You know, they're looking to get these little given goals going around the box so they can get the runner in behind. Firpo's excellent at it on that left-hand side from left back, and is unlucky. He's trying to hang his cross up at the back stick and it's deflected wide for a corner. Leeds have been quite measured in these areas, but they've defended well Wednesday. It's been a good contest.
Yeah, Leeds overlapping and underlapping fullbacks do often create opportunities. Delivery not been the best so far. There's Somerville. Kamara, edge of the penalty area. Somerville's got some space, tries to play it out wide to Nonto, but it's one of those flicks. We've seen about 3 or 4 of them so far that didn't come off. Kamara inside the area, sliding challenge from Barry Bannon, and it flicks off Kamara and out of play. What will be a goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday away to our right-hand side. We've had 90 seconds with the 4 minutes added at the end of this first half. Neil Redford.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's they're getting some great positions, Leeds, by how they play and how they get in and around that final third, but I just feel that they overplay at times. I think the ball could come in the box quicker. There's people in there. Don't disappoint them. Get the ball in the box. Make Sheffield Wednesday defend.
They've dominated possession throughout this first half. 67% going the way of the visitors, as you would probably expect. They've had the most shots, but in terms of clear-cut opportunities, it's probably been a case of about one each, really. But just felt at times that Sheffield Wednesday have looked the more menacing. Yeah,
I mean, I think that's the word. That's the word that describes it perfectly. They've looked menacing, Sheffield Wednesday. They've looked like they can disturb Leeds, and that's not happened often this season.
That would be all the way to our right-hand side after a quick game of head tennis. And Mayroot with the final touch. 10th start for Beadle since joining on loan from Brighton, following the injury to Cameron Dawson, who is back amongst the substitutes in recent weeks. Gassama on that far side. He's there with the support of Musaba. Looks to come infield. Palmer's there to help out. Loses possession. Valentin on that far side will just do a lovely little turn and then tries to drive forward. And maybe a little bit short in numbers here, Sheffield Wednesday, if Leeds can do anything with this ball on halfway, but in the end they can't. And it does go out of play for a throw on that far side for Leeds United, just inside their own half. Final minute of time added on at the end of this first half. Bamford tries to win the header, but he's well blocked off. Up towards halfway, trying to turn and get away on that occasion was Kasama. Ugbo's waiting too, and he'll put Menier under some pressure. But the Frenchman away to our left-hand side, who made one really good save in this half. Will just comfortably play the ball for Rodon. And then an exchange of passes with Growth in the middle of the Leeds United midfield. Looking to build from the back in all salmon strip. Leeds United with Ampadu. Forward he goes. Header won by Bambo Diaby at the edge of his own penalty area. Now a chance for Jorginho, but again Diaby slides in with a terrifically timed challenge at the edge of the penalty area. And he comes out as far as Kamara. Somerville on that far side. Firpo's in support. But Somerville just drags it back. Then finds Nonto. Edge of the box, 25 yards out. Firpo, left-footed ball across. Bamford arriving! And Bamford scoring for Leeds United. Right on the stroke of half-time at the back post. Firpo's cross, Bamford's poacher's finish. You'd expect nothing less of Patrick Bamford, his 7th championship goal of the season. He immediately looked for the offside flag. It wasn't coming this time round to save Sheffield Wednesday. And Bamford gives Leeds the lead. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 1.
Yeah, fantastic ball in by Junior Firpo, just whipped it right across the back of that back line for Sheffield Wednesday, and Deschamps Bernard just switches off for a second and he loses in Bamford, and he goes in at the back stick and he finishes like a seasoned striker does, finds the back of the net. It's probably against the run of play, to be honest with you. They've been the better side Wednesday, but just the credentials that Leeds United have got at this moment in time as a top side, that's a top finish from a top striker.
First in 7 games against Sheffield Wednesday for Patrick Bamford. 6 goals should I say, in 9 starts now for the Leeds number 9. And he makes the difference as we head towards half-time, and that will be it. It literally was the last kick of the first half, and there's fury all around from the Sheffield Wednesday supporters who are pointing their ire very much at referee Sam Allison over some of those offside decisions, but they were spot on with the last one. Bamford with a finish from close range after that delightful cross from Junior Firpo. It does feel harsh on Sheffield Wednesday, who were the more menacing of sides during that opening 45 minutes, but it's the quality of Leeds and the quality of Bamford that tells on the stroke of half-time. Here at Hillsborough, it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 1. Thank you, Hugh. We're back underway, and it's Melier who immediately launches the ball forward away to our right-hand side towards the west stand where the Leeds supporters are housed. To our left-hand side, we are high in the south stand, the biggest stand here at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday kick from left to right in this second half, and that ball forward that time by Firmino, who was the defender who switched off and didn't follow Patrick Bamford for Bamford's goal on the stroke of half-time, and he's not redeemed himself or done himself any favours there with a poor pass forward. It's given Leeds United possession again, and they have it with Ampadu midway inside their own half away to our right-hand side. I'll run you through the two teams the moment we get a break in play, but it's Leeds United on the attack on the far side with Nonto picking it up from Gray. Infield he goes to pick out Jorginho, but he's lost possession. Bannon picks it up, finds Palmer. Palmer just holding the ball up. Was he fouled in the process? But he's gone down. The referee's not given the foul, and Palmer in essence has sat on the ball, and he's prevented Leeds from getting possession, and therefore the free kick has now been given Leeds United's way midway inside the Sheffield Wednesday half.
Yeah, I mean, he had options there, Palmer. He could have just knocked that ball off, to be honest with you. There were plenty of blue and white shirts in support, but he twisted and turned on it, got himself in a pickle, and now Leeds have got a free kick in a good position.
As you were saying, Leeds, as things stand, if the scoreline stays like this, will move up to second in the Championship table, just 2 points behind Leicester, having played a game more, and of course 1 point ahead of Ipswich, having played a game more as well. When you consider the average score for getting promotion via the top 2 is 88 points, They'll be on 79, Leicester already on 81. It's an extraordinary championship season as Nonto tries to pull that one back towards Bamford, who has a poor first touch and then loses possession, and it'll be a throw-in on that far side, which Sheffield Wednesday will have just short of halfway. They've got Beadle in goal. They have a back five today. The three centre-backs are Famewu, Diaby and Bernard, with Valentin Johnson the two wing-backs. It's Palmer and Banham the central midfielders. Musaba and Gassama are out wide, and Ugbo, of course, up front for Sheffield Wednesday. As for Leeds United, Mellier's in goal. It's Gray, Rodon, Ampadu and Firpo across the back. It's Ilya, Groif and Kamara in midfield, with Nonto, Jorginho and Somerville providing the support to Patrick Bamford, who scored his 7th goal of this championship campaign in stoppage time at the end of the first half, and it's that goal which separates these sides as things stand. 3 minutes into this second period on TalkSport 2, it's Sheffield Wednesday nil, Leeds United 1. Break on here, Archie Gray down the right hand side, early crossing looking for Bamford, and it's Babu Diaby who puts it behind and out of play for a corner to Leeds United, first of the second half.
Yeah, they've started the better of the two sides this half. Leeds come out with a lot more confidence. They've been on the front foot a lot more. They're getting the full-backs involved now. It's a great overlapping run from Archie Gray. We've seen him do that countless times. And the difference between the two sides is the quality that comes in the box.
Here's the corner from the right-hand side. Well, swung towards the penalty spot and comfortably headed away that time by Valentin, and now it's picked up down this left-hand side as dancing forward is Kamara. Doesn't tend to advance too often down those flanks, but he gets it infield nicely. Firpo inside the penalty area. Ball held up, Jorginho just turning, tries to get the shot away, which he does, and Beadle has to get his strong right wrist down to save that and palm it out. It was sneaking in at the near post. In the meantime, here's Firpo again, another chance to deliver. This is a chipped cross towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Famewu. Not cleared properly though by Sheffield Wednesday, and they still have possession here, Leeds at the edge of the box, and in the end Barry Bannon swivels and gets his left boot on a volley and gets it up and beyond halfway.
Yeah, good spell of pressure by Leeds. All controlled, to be fair. All 1 and 2 touching in around the box. Ball speed essential to keep that ball away from the blue and white shirts of Sheffield Wednesday, but they've come out this second half by far the better of the two sides, to be honest.
What's worrying for Sheffield Wednesday is that Leeds are the only championship team to be unbeaten this season when scoring first. In fact, they're unbeaten in their last 47 championship matches when leading at half-time, and that dates back to April 2018 when they ended up losing against Preston North End by 3-1. So plenty of work for Sheffield Wednesday to do if they're going to break what's been a terrific run for Leeds United when they get themselves ahead in the championship. 1-0 they lead here, and it's Diaby bringing it out from the back. It's taken down by Gassama on that far side, who's just trying to stride forward and get up that far touchline. The ball goes out of play, and it will be a throw for Sheffield Wednesday on halfway, much to the fury of Willie Nonto on that far touchline. And it will be also an opportunity here for Bannon now, just to pop the ball forward down that left-hand side. And not too many passing moves coming from Sheffield Wednesday. It's very much a case, time and time again, of trying to hit on the counter, but they've got defending to do here, which is done well that time by Diaby once more. As it goes back to the left and Beadle.
I think the good thing from Sheffield Wednesday's point of view, I mean, they're under pressure a little bit now, and they're really dominating the game, but if they can stay in the game at 1-0, you know, it only takes a counter-attack to get in front of goal and get something.
Jorginho, edge of the penalty area, on his left foot, tries the shot, well blocked. It was Diaby who threw himself at it, as did Famewu as well, and both managed to get in the way of Jorginho. Had too much time probably to set himself and shoot as well there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he got caught in two minds. I mean, if it had just instinctively, you know, took a shot there and made it difficult for the keeper, but just going back to Sheffield Wednesday at the back, Big Diab has been absolutely outstanding in the middle of the back.
Now maybe a chance to counter down this right-hand side. Valentin getting towards the byline here for Sheffield Wednesday. Gets it inside the box, but it was only via a deflection off the boot of Ampadu. Ogbo couldn't get there. There's Palmer trying to win it. Well worked by Bannon. Now at the back it's Diaby once more. Sheffield Wednesday pressing a little bit higher at the start of this second half, and it again comes off Bernard in to touch on this near side, and the Jamaican will come across to take this throw. for Sheffield Wednesday.
There's still life in him. You can see it. There's little moments in the game where they know they can worry Leeds, particularly on the counter. When they get the ball into Ugbo and they get support up to him, they're a threat. There's no two ways about it Wednesday.
Diaby gets it across to Famewo on that far side, just inside the centre circle. Barry Bannon drops in short, but a frustration from around that they weren't driving forward. They do this time though with Diaby. Valentine out wide on this right hand side. Musaba's gone inside of him. Here's Bannon, just holding the ball up nicely. Helped on its way down this right hand side by Bernard, and then Valentine again will win the throw for Sheffield Wednesday. Probably about 25-30 yards out from goal, in front of the cop away to our right hand side. Held up infield by Musaba again, playing of course tonight because Jan Poveda, who's been so inspirational for Sheffield Wednesday in recent weeks, would have been facing his parent club, and clearly not allowed to happen. Do you think they're missing tonight though, Poveda?
Yeah,
he offers something.
Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it, for him? And you forget that obviously can't play against his normal club.
The throw taken quickly inside the penalty area, and I think Rodon's been caught in the head this time. And it will be a stoppage of play again. We've already had one head injury. Nothing too serious this time though, just a slightly high boot on that occasion from Gassama.
I'm laughing at Barry Bannon there. He's going to the referee. His foot was only that high. Well, to Barry Bannon, probably, yeah. I mean, he's only about 5'2", isn't it?
He's bigger than he looks, Barry Bannon. Yeah. No, he's not actually. I can't lie. He's a wee man. What do we expect from the Scotsman, bless him? Always got plenty to say as Barry Bannon out in the middle as Melier slips as he launches his free kick forward. And it was Bamford playing in gloves tonight who tried to get there. It's headed away this time by Roland, who's definitely suffering no ill effects of the high boot that time from Gassama. That's helped on his way for Ugbo to try and chase on to. Not really had a sniff, has he, Ugbo, tonight? Not clear opportunity, and that's what they'll be looking to fashion here, Sheffield Wednesday. Bamford in the centre circles, giving it away, and it's given away once more this time by Musaba. Sliding challenges, a decent one on that far side from Johnson, and a few flying tackles going in. Referee this time gives a free kick on that far touchline, and it'll be a free kick for Leeds United on halfway.
Yeah, clever by Willie Nonto, because there were just a couple of challenges there that were borderline, and he saw the next one coming and he just threw himself to the ground, and it was an obvious one for the referee to give Leeds a little bit of a breather.
Almost 10 minutes gone in the second half. Sheffield Wednesday nil, Leeds United 1 from Hillsborough, exclusively live to national radio on TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL, as we begin the countdown of those final 10 games in this championship season with so much to be decided. The automatic promotion race, and Southampton, of course, they've already got a game in hand, getting themselves back into that picture. But the moment looks like a straight three-way fight between Leicester and Ipswich and Leeds United, with Leeds moving second as things stand tonight. And of course there's the chase for those, what will be the final two playoff places. West Bromwich Albion, of course, are in the hunt for that. Their game is live on Sunday afternoon here on TalkSport 2 when they take on Huddersfield at 12 o'clock. We've got the run-in the Championship covered, and of course tomorrow afternoon there'll be plenty of drama near the bottom in the Championship, and you can follow the goals as they go in as we go round the grounds tomorrow afternoon with Adrian Durham, and that will be preceded of course by Cardiff against Ipswich, which is here on TalkSport 2 from 12:30 tomorrow lunchtime. So your EFL all wrapped up and covered off. We'll bring you the goals as well from League 1 and League 2 and across the football pyramid throughout the afternoon with Adrian tomorrow. Leeds have it on this near side. Somerville does well, gets it to Jorginho, back to Somerville, towards the byline, just pokes the ball across the edge of the 6-yard box. Diaby's there with a very composed clearance, and now they'll try and break down that left-hand side. Forward with Marvin Johnson, who's on the charge. He needs some support though. Ugbo's the only one going inside the penalty area. Johnson on that far touchline, he's got two around him, tries to go between them, and in the end just bundles over Archie Gray. And you'll be able to tell by the noise around us that's been given as a free kick to Leeds United. But I think the referee's right on this occasion. Yeah, silly from Johnson. Did ever so well. Must have carried the ball from the halfway line right to the edge of Leeds United's penalty area, in that wide area in the apex of the box.
And as he loses possession to Archie Gray, he just bundles him over. It's an easy one for the referee to give. If he keeps him under pressure there, he's got to deal with it, Archie Gray. And he's got his teammates backing him up, but lets Leeds United off the hook.
Is the worry there, Neil, that they're countering there, but it was Johnson and Ugbo and nobody else?
Yeah.
They've got to get there quicker, haven't they, if that's how they're going to play?
Yeah, I mean, they did that first half, to be fair. They got bodies up in support.
Oh, now he's in here, Nonto, onside in the penalty area, and Willie Nonto finishes for Leeds United. 6th championship goal of the season, and no surprise, the West Stand away to our left-hand side erupts. There are limbs everywhere from the Leeds United supporters. They'll feel that's a crucial goal that'll take them back to second in the championship tonight. Nonto with a finish, and it's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 2.
Well, I said right at the start of the show that Leeds have got the best wide players in the division. Nonto, Somerville, James, and it's on this occasion it's Willie Nonto. He breaks from that wide right position. He's clean through. It's poor defensive play by Wednesday. 5 defenders at the back and not one in sight, but he gets clean through. Willie Nonto keeps his composure, draws James Beadle and just slots it past him. Fantastic finish. And probably no more than Leeds have deserved this half. They've been the better of the two sides in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, from the naked eye, that's a tight offside call, but I think he was probably just about onside. As Nonto finds the back of the net for Leeds United, and there will be that general feeling potentially that could see this game won. 6th goal in his last 8 starts for Willie Nonto. And that's the thing, it's that quality in those key players delivering in those big moments, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's been the difference, because they've got in some good positions Wednesday, but they've just not had that quality. Leeds have got it in abundance, and when it's really mattered, they've come up with the goods.
And Johnson gets a decent cross into the penalty area for Sheffield Wednesday. No one can quite get on to the end of it, though. And it's picked up wide on that far side for Leeds United. Now, can Sheffield Wednesday rally themselves here? They've been on such a terrific run. It was only Ipswich have run more in the last 4 games. They've been managed by Sheffield Wednesday. But what's the resilience like? Diaby's giving it away on halfway. Here's Jorginho looking to cut infield. Goes across to find Nonto, who's on the charge, full of confidence, slips the ball in for Somerville. Terrific save by Beadle. Low down to his left-hand side. That's a super stop and brilliant build-up play from Leeds, and that could easily have been 3-0.
Yeah, great play between both wide players. Nonto with a fantastic little slide-rule ball to Somerville. Times his run to perfection. He's onside. And it's a fantastic save from Beadle. There's no right to save that. It's at point-blank range. It's going in the corner. He gets 2 strong hands onto it, but Sheffield Wednesday are just starting to unravel a little bit at the back now. Leeds are finding little gaps in between the lines, and they look really menacing.
Only 19 years of age, James Beadle. 5 clean sheets prior to tonight, and he's already made some excellent saves in this second half. One to deny Jorginho, and also that opportunity there that was presented up to Somerville by Nonto, the scorer of Leeds' second goal. Wednesday trying to come down the right-hand side, but that's a poor pass that time by Musaba, and it's straight into touch, and Leeds will have the throw.
Yeah, just doing a quick look at the stats there. 65% possession Leeds, and you can tell this half 35 to Sheffield Wednesday. And the expected goals is really interesting. 1.07 for Leeds, only 0.48 for Sheffield Wednesday. The threat's diminishing for Wednesday.
Here's Jorginho slipping that one through. Good ball for Bamford. Bamford's not going to get there though. Just slightly overhit, and Beadle was alert and off his line and able to collect for Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Diaby inside his own penalty area. What can they do to rally here? What potential changes could Sheffield Wednesday make to try and get themselves back into this game? Trailing by 2 goals to 0. And just that sucker punch before half-time, isn't it? You know what they say about goals that you concede on the stroke of half-time? Well, you couldn't get any closer to the stroke of half-time than that Bamford goal. And it just seems to have sent Leeds out with this additional confidence and strength, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Leeds coming out 1-0 up, and I think the confidence that it's given them, you can see it's so apparent. I just think from Wednesday's point of view, they just need to find a way to try and get that menace back in the game that they had in the first half. You know, there's a lack of support now for Ugbo. You know, they're too content to drop into that low block, if you like, with your back five and your four in midfield, and he's up there on his own. You know, maybe a change of shape, a reshuffle, you know, some fresh legs off the bench. He's got to do something here, Danny Rowe.
The worrying thing for Sheffield Wednesday as well, we talked about Leeds' record winning at half-time. Only Portsmouth in the EFL have conceded fewer goals away from home than what Leeds United have done. They are unbeaten at home, miserly on the road as well, hence why they find themselves in the position that they are. A little bit of wobble in that defeat against West Bromwich Albion, the defeat against Preston North End. Otherwise, they'd find themselves probably top of that table and ahead of Leicester the way things stand. But all of the teams in and around that top bit have had that little moments and wobbles, haven't they? Leicester are having one at this moment in time, although they did obviously get the victory in midweek. They're all just going to have those little stumbles, and it feels terrible, doesn't it? I spoke to Russell Martin on Saturday after Southampton had beaten Birmingham City, and you know, they'd lost a couple of games and everyone had written them off.
Yeah.
They were out the race for the top two.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it's just the nature of the division, you know, at certain times. And what always happens in the Championship as well, come this time of year, all them at the bottom start getting results. You know, they don't want to get relegated, and then you get freakish results. You know, I just look at, I mean, it looks like there's a raft of subs now for Sheffield Wednesday. It had to happen. It looks like there's 3 coming on. I can't make out the numbers from the back till the ball goes up. But, you know, Leeds look like a side that are playing with real confidence. They've got a swagger about them. 66% possession, Adam. You know, that gives you a chance to keep clean sheets as well. If you've got the ball all the time, they can't score. You know, and it's been an issue for Wednesday, particularly this half.
All right, here come the changes for Sheffield Wednesday. And there are going to be 3 of them in total. Bambo Diaby is the first of those that's coming off. Michael Smith is coming on to replace him. So there's a defender out and an offensive change. We're also going to see the departure of Valentin, and he's going to be replaced, as I look down to see that number, but not too sure. Smith's on already. We're going to see the introduction of Dominic Iorfa. So there was I thinking we were potentially having a change of shape, but Palmer's coming off, and I think Will Hawks is coming on as well. So they look like the 3 changes. Maybe they are moving to a flat back 4 there potentially.
Yeah, I mean they need to do something different, obviously. You know, I mean, the only thing now from Leeds' point of view, with the quality that they've got, if they do start being a little bit more expansive Wednesday, then they're going to leave more space. You know, and you get a side that's got the quality that Leeds have got, particularly if they can get the ball into the wide players, then you're asking for trouble.
So things stand, almost 65 minutes on the clock here. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 2. It's Iorfa that went up to win that first header. It does look like a flat back 4 now in operation for Sheffield Wednesday, so a change of plan and an additional body further forward in Michael Smith, who immediately tries to find Ugbo. Can't find him, and it's taken down by Kamara. And now back to Ampadu as they look to try and control the game here. You're listening to Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 2 in the EFL Championship on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty rewards points. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. Now a chance maybe. Here's Smith, edge of the penalty area, just getting into the game, and it's taken off his toes that time by Junior Firpo.
Yeah, he's got to be quicker than that. He's got to have his awareness. You know, looks like Danny Rowe's getting a bit agitated here. Free kick to Leeds United. Not happy with that. Thought that was a fair challenge. Bamford going down.
Well, yeah, the challenge coming in that time from Bernard, and it's going to be a yellow card here for Danny Rowe.
I just feel they look a little bit desperate now, Wednesday. You know, like they're reacting to things rather than, you know, having a plan and playing off it. It's definitely 4-4-2. You're right. They've changed shape. You know, Big Smith's gone up there with Ugbo. He's got a partner now, but, you know, are they locking the gate now after the horse has bolted? I don't know.
Yeah, he's only started 3 games in 25 under Danny Rowe. I mean, listen to the support coming around us for Danny Rowe as he got that yellow card from the referee. I think we know who public enemy number 1 is within Hillsborough tonight, and I think it's probably Sam Allison, the referee. Throwing on the far side will be Leeds United. Reminder, we've got live Premier League football for you over the next few days. Tomorrow lunchtime at 12:30, Manchester United against Everton is exclusive to game day. That's a 12:30 kick-off tomorrow. Alan Pardew is amongst our team at Old Trafford for that one tomorrow. Game day live with Adrian Durham, Alvin Martin and Mick McCarthy on the way from 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. All the goals as they go in from the EFL, as I mentioned, but also the Premier League tomorrow. Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace, Luton and Wolves against Fulham, plus that classified results service at 5 o'clock. And then Wolves against Fulham is our exclusive TalkSport 2 commentary. You can't watch it on the telly, but you can listen to it from Molineux tomorrow afternoon here on TalkSport 2. Kick-off at 3 o'clock. Somerville, Nonto at the edge of the penalty area. Poor first touch, allows it an interception from Will Hooks. And we have got Premier League action for you midweek next week as well. Monday night, Chelsea-Newcastle is our exclusive commentary on Monday. Tuesday night we've got Arsenal against Porto, that's on TalkSport in the Champions League, and Derby against Reading is our TalkSport 2 exclusive as we go down into League One. And then Wednesday night, sure to be an emotional night, Bournemouth against Luton, of course, the game that was suspended after the collapse that Tom Lockyer suffered. That game's being replayed on Wednesday night. We'll have it for you as a TalkSport exclusive from 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. You've missed none of the action. Leeds have got possession but not really forcing anything at the moment. They have it on halfway. Somerville's come short to collect, and he does well. Skips past the first challenge. Lovely step overs. Goes past the second challenge. Waltzes past the third. Here's Bamford, edge of the penalty area. Bamford short. Out wide to the left-hand side. Kamara. Jorginho is there. Little flick on that time by Nonto. There's Archie Gray. Nonto again. Gray thought he'd scored his first goal, of course, for Leeds, but it was taken off him by the dubious goals panel. Still goalless for the 17-year-old, and probably wouldn't mind one to celebrate his 18th birthday that's coming up on Tuesday. Another free kick here for Leeds United, and it's going to be probably about 30 yards out from goal to the left edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, I was just looking there, and that little spell of play, maybe 5 minutes, Alan, just what Leeds have done a little bit different in this second half, and what they've done is they've just dropped Jorginho Rutter a little bit deeper into the top of midfield. He's been playing as a 10 up alongside Bamford and played in that pocket, but he's played a little bit deeper, a little bit more withdrawn. They've got him on the ball a little bit more, and they're just outnumbering Wednesday in that central midfield area. They've only got 2 in there, obviously. Palmer's gone off now, Volks is on, and there with Bannon. But they just outnumbered Sheffield Wednesday in there, and it's Wednesday's cost, to be honest with you, because I think the second goal came from that.
Firpo swings that one in, looking towards Bamford, couldn't get there with a header. And now a free kick does go the way of Sheffield Wednesday. And there's the ironic cheers that you can hear all around us. Just over 30,000 tucked into Hillsborough tonight. You can have about 4,000 here from the away support. They're certainly packed in away to our left-hand side. They've made the short journey down the M1, although nothing around the M1 was short today. Was either coming north or south, unfortunately. What do we expect on a Friday tea time? Throw-in taken short for Sheffield Wednesday. They have it with Vermeero on that far side. He's got room to run forward here. Goes wide to the left-hand side where he finds Johnson. Johnson looks for support, which comes from Bannon, but instead he goes back inside his own half. The Hawks have dropped in between the two centre-halves, looking to pick up a bit of possession, and it's given to him short by Bernard. Now here's Bannon, over halfway. Little legs running, ball at feet, lovely ball to Johnson, who made the run. Johnson at the edge of the penalty area, clips it forward down this right-hand side. Chases on here to try and get anywhere near the ball for Iorfa. It's half cleared that time by Firpo, and then the header in the end is put into touch by Bernard, and it will be a throw for Leeds midway inside their own half.
Yeah, I think Leeds have managed this half really well, Adam, to be honest with you. You know, they look like a side that are going to get promoted, to be honest with you. You know, it was difficult for them first half. It was very scrappy. They made it difficult for them Wednesday. They got about them. Wednesday were the better of the two sides, probably had the better chances, but since Leeds have got the goal, the first goal, they've just grown and grown in confidence, and they're dominating that midfield area.
Here's Firpo, swings an early ball over, looking for Nonto. It was well read on that occasion by Johnson, who tracked him all the way. Johnson then gets it clear from the edge of his own penalty area, chested down by Bannon, helped on by Volks. And Bannon working hard to try and win it. No foul, says the referee, as Iorfa clips it forward. It goes beyond Ugbo, who's done well to get a second bite of the cherry, but again, no surprise, Ampadu's there to win it. This time, though, he does lose out. Johnson's out wide on that left-hand side. Kasama just tries the shot, chance to the follow-up by Smith. Oh, it's cleared off the line. It was spilled by Melier. Smith with a chance to finish it. No conviction in the finish, and it's hacked off the line in the end by Ampadu and out for a throw.
Yeah, shocking from Melier, the goalkeeper. I mean, the ball bounces in front of him, so it is difficult, but that comes off him, and if he's a little bit more alert there, Smith, he's got a tap in. As it is, he still nearly forces the ball over the line, but much better from Sheffield Wednesday.
One goal in 23 appearances for Michael Smith, so maybe lacking a little confidence. He really should have done better. Here's Bannon. He's got options open to him. He goes to the left-hand side again. Left-footed ball swung in towards the edge of the penalty. Brilliant from Ugbo! Tries to turn and get the shot away. The takedown was superb, and in the end it took some really good defending. I think from Archie Gray to stop him from scoring.
Yeah, I mean, he got himself right in front of the goal there, Ugbo. It's a great take on the turn. Just rolls road on. Takes him straight out of the picture with his touch, and he's in the box. He's just falling away as he reaches for the shot, and Archie Gray was brilliant to finish the defending off.
Just thought for a moment that was going to be a great moment for Ugbo. So we've got 10 goals if you add together what he managed at Cardiff pre-Christmas and what he's delivered since he arrived here at Sheffield Wednesday. Here come Wednesday on the attack once more inside the penalty area. Kasama still going, then tries to get the crossover, but it's blocked out, and it will be a corner on that left-hand side. The atmosphere lifting inside Hillsborough. There may be two down. Not giving up on this yet. Johnson tries to deliver. And across with the block that time was Nonto working hard defensively. And it'll be a throw-in on that far side for Leeds United.
I just can't understand that short corner. You know, you've got the crowd up. They've had a couple of little flurries. They're making Leeds struggle a little bit, and they play a short corner and it comes to nothing, you know. Put that in the box. Common sense.
Here's the throw for Leeds. We're into the last, 16 or so minutes of this game. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 2. Leeds going, at this moment in time, second in the Championship ahead of tomorrow's games. And ahead of Cardiff against Ipswich, which you'll hear live here on TalkSport 2, underway at 12:30 tomorrow. Long ball punted forward here. There's use of a hand there to control that, but I think it may have been accidental that time by Rodon. And here's Ampadu, who will get it clear. Bamford's going to chase after it because Somerville's coming back from an offside position, and in the meantime Beadle will chest it down and then pump it into touch on this near side as Barry Bannon has a quick word with Sam Allison as he wanders by, just asking about the handball on that occasion.
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult for us to see from here. I mean, it did bounce up into his midriff, you know, if there was an hand there, but you know, it's anything that Wednesday can get, you know, a glimmer of hope from, because they have played the part in this game. You know, they were good first half. Leeds have dominated since.
Well, they've certainly not given up here.
No, and it only takes one goal. You know, 2-1 back in it. 2-0's a dodgy score.
Iorfa flicking it over the top of his head, over halfway, particularly in a derby. If you can get to 2-1 in a derby with 10-15 minutes left, boy, can you have a moment or two. Volks down this right-hand side. Lovely interlinking play that time with Musaba. The run is still on though towards the edge of the penalty area. Tries the shot deflected, and Melier will gather. Got it away off his left foot on that occasion, but Melier was able to do the work, and Nonto goes down on halfway. That may well be a card for Marvin Johnson. Bit of a body check to stop Nonto in full flow on that right-hand side, and his name goes into the book as well.
Yeah, he was never ever going to pull out of that challenge, was he, Marvin Johnson, and I think he was committed to it. And obviously the pace of Nonto just nipped the ball past him, and he flew into Nonto, and he's on the ground. So yellow card. Bit of revival from Wednesday, definitely. They had a little flurry, couple of flurries in front of goal, half chances. It's just lifted the spirit of the crowd.
Challenges like that do help though, don't they?
Yeah.
In terms of getting the crowd up and the team up as well. 14 minutes left here. You're listening to TalkSport 2, where it remains Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 2, and that will be a free kick for Sheffield Wednesday away to our left-hand side. We're underway already with our watch-along tonight, which you can take in via the TalkSport YouTube boxing channel, or you can take in right now over on TalkSport, particularly if you're listening on the app. You can just swipe across between channels. It's the big fight, Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou. Expecting a ring walk, probably something around 11 o'clock. Adam Catterall, Spencer Oliver, Josh Warrington and Troy Deeney watching that one tonight. Good friend of Anthony Joshua is Troy Deeney. Likes his boxing as well. Nice header forward to try and find Ugbo down this right-hand side from Musaba for Sheffield Wednesday, but now the counter's on for Leeds, and it's Somerville with those quick feet trying to find Nonto with a slide rule pass that's intercepted in the box, but Nonto's done well to get a second bite of the cherry. Back to Kamara, and then the sliding challenge from Volks is a good one. Grueff gets forward again towards the edge of the penalty area. Now it's with Firpo on this left-hand side, midway inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Bamford comes short, and it's Firpo once more, the combination that got the opening goal for Leeds in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Then Bamford misses out. Now he's got it towards the edge of the penalty area. Bamford tries to slide it in. Somerville trying to run onto it, and it's gathered comfortably at the edge of his 6-yard box by Beadle away to our left-hand side. 12 and a half minutes to go, plus time to be added on here.
Yeah, all very intricate from Leeds United on the edge of the box. Good play. I mean, they're at full tilt here, Sheffield Wednesday, to try and stay with Leeds. They've got the quality to play through them at this moment in time. The game's getting more and more stretched, which obviously plays into Leeds' favour, being 2-0 up. If they can pick the right pass at times, they can get out again and in front of goal. But, there's still life in this Wednesday side, and they can try and nick a goal. They might have a grandstand finish, you never know.
Akin Pamela on that far side just helped that ball out wide that time to Osama, and then they've just given away possession here. Volks has done brilliantly to win it back though. Now down the right-hand side, Iorfa, he's got Bannon inside him. Bannon he goes for, much to the frustration of those around us. This time more direct. Flick on from Smith, edge of the penalty area. Volks is there, and he was just trying to feed Johnson, but it's a good foot in that time. And a break now on down the right-hand side, and it comes courtesy of Nonto. Support's coming from Archie Gray, who's on a lung-busting run down that right-hand touchline into the penalty area where Jorginho is there, and his shot just deflects up into the air and is safely gathered by Beadle.
Yeah.
It's end-to-end stuff at Hillsborough.
It is, yeah. I mean, what a great spot by Nonto there to find Ruta. Great little ball, cut it inside, put the striker right in front of goal.
Now a counter on down this right-hand side. Musaba infield he goes. There's Smith. Here's Bannon at the edge of the penalty area. Just when you'd expect 25 yards out, well, you'd either expect a blockbuster from him or a cultured delivered ball to find the run down this right-hand side of Musaba, and he's overhit it straight into touch.
Yeah, I mean, look, it'd have been better having a shot than doing that, but to be fair to Barry Bannon, he's been Sheffield Wednesday's saviour for years and years and years, and it's maybe old one, but that was a real opportunity for Wednesday to try and create something meaningful and try and get themselves back in this game. They've shown a lot of heart, to be fair, because they were blown away by Leeds in the opening 10 minutes of the second half. Found it a real struggle to keep with them, but keep with them. They have 2-0. If they can get a goal back, they can maybe make a game of it, but time's ticking away now for Wednesday.
A huge week of live sport across the TalkSport network, kicking off tonight with this crucial championship tie as the countdown to the championship finale begins. A reminder as well, the greatest show on turf gets underway on Tuesday. 4 days of the best jump racing in the calendar. Breakfast is live from Cheltenham all week with Alan Brazil and guests. Of course, we'll have commentary on the big races every afternoon. H&J there from Tuesday afternoon as well. Cheltenham gets underway. Our coverage starts with breakfast on Monday morning over on TalkSport. Here's Bannon now for Sheffield Wednesday towards the edge of the penalty area on that far side. Pressure being applied by Johnson, and in the end it's Leeds who can just smuggle it clear. Jorginho's done brilliantly. Now Nonto, he's got Bamford ahead of him, he's got Somerville with him too, but there's plenty of blue and white shirts getting back, including Barry Bannon, who's on 9 yellow cards. He's going to try and avoid a 10th, that's for sure, as Nonto goes down on that far side. Somerville has it, infield to Kamara, and they look like they're going to put the ball out of play here, Leeds, because Nonto is down. I think claiming that Bannon caught him with a bit of afters. The referee not interested, and the ball out of play, it'll be a throw on this near side. We've got 9 minutes left here on TalkSport 2. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds 2, and then the former Leeds boss, Neil Redfern. Is there any way back for Sheffield Wednesday?
Well, look, they've shown a lot of heart to try and make their way back in this game. They do lack the quality in the final third, if I'm honest. You know, the change of shape's giving them a little bit of a lift. They look better in the 4-4-2, and Leeds have been under a little bit of pressure. I just think Leeds have managed all these moments of the game really well. Even when Wednesday were causing Leeds a problem, you know, they had a togetherness and a will to sort of keep the clean sheet intact. And it was an issue for Wednesday. You know, I think they've shown a spirited performance Wednesday, but there's obviously a big difference between the teams at the top of the league and the teams at the bottom, and Leeds have shown that today.
Connor Roberts is coming on to replace Somerville for Leeds United, and that's going to be the first of 3 changes that we're about to see. Nonto coming off as well. Dan James will enter the fray. Not bad when you're in a position that you can do a substitution like that. Nonto off, James on. And I presume we're going to see Roberts on, because maybe we're going to see Archie Gray withdrawn, are we? The final substitution about to be delivered by the assistant, as I think Nonto's taking his time, and actually it's Patrick Bamford that's going to depart, and Matteo Joseph is the other player that is coming on. Scored a couple of goals, of course, in the FA Cup. Never started a game for Leeds United in the Championship, and he makes a 12th substitute appearance of the season.
Yeah, he's been prolific, you know, amongst the reserves, and obviously he got his 2 goals against Chelsea in the Cup. Leeds made a really good fist of that, but it's an opportunity to just save 1 or 2 legs for Daniel Farker. I think his side have given everything. They've looked strong, you know, in a couple of games recently. I saw bits of the Stoke game, they looked a little bit leggy. Well, tonight they look back to the best, to be honest with you. And this was a difficult one tonight against the Wednesday side that are on the up.
Right, a couple more changes here for Sheffield Wednesday. Bailey Kadamatu is on for Ugbo, and I think we're also going to see Malik Wilkes come on, and he's going to replace Anthony Musaba. And in terms of games coming up, well, it doesn't get any easier for Sheffield Wednesday. Ipswich away next on the horizon for them. Swansea will be the next visitors in here, and then Norwich, but in between that, trips to Borough and Queen's Park Rangers as well. So tough little run of fixtures for Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, they've spent 209 days in the bottom 3. Huddersfield are the only team in Championship history to have spent more than that and survived. They spent 239 in their last season and still managed to get themselves out of trouble. Here's Bannon on that far side. There's going to be work to be done, but maybe they're not done in this game yet. 6 minutes remaining. Here's Bannon again on that far touchline, just dispossessed, and Connor Roberts, the substitute, gets his first touch, and then they team up down that right hand side with Jorginho. Charge on here for Matteo Joseph to go after. He's not going to get there first. It's easily looked after by Famewo on that far side, and Hawks working hard in the middle of the park to win it for Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Iorfa down this right hand side. Iorfa just holds the ball up, gets some support, right for the ball swung over, and it's towards the head of Smith, and again important intervention. Little touch from Joe Rodon made all the difference then. Otherwise Smith would potentially have had the chance to head goalwards. Osama on that far side with the help of Johnson as they try to swing a ball into the penalty area, but it goes out for a throw.
Just shows you though, Adam, if you put the ball in a box with a little bit of quality, great ball in by Will Volks, curling away from the goalkeeper in towards Big Smith. You know, and it's a problem for Leeds. Obviously they've got that lack of height at the back with Ampadu. Big emphasis on Rodon to go and win everything because he's the more physical of the 2 at the back.
Malik Wilkes on a charge there, not seen that time I think by the advancing Famewo, and it's with Hawks again. And goes short and just gives the ball to Bernard, who's happy in possession. Helped on its way that time by Kadamatu, who's worked really hard and done well. Now it's Wilkes down this right hand side. On the overlap is Iorfa. Wilkes is going to go himself, I think, cuts onto his left foot. What's the cross going to be like? Not very good is the answer. Easily headed clear by Roef at the edge of the penalty area for Leeds United. Bannon, this time that's a good ball swung in, and it was again It was Malik Wilks who was thinking he was going to get the chance on the volley, but it's well defended by Leeds United. 4 minutes to go, plus time to be added on. They lead 2-0, and Wilks will get there first this time, will he? No. Firpo has to defend and put it behind for a corner to Sheffield Wednesday down this right-hand side.
Yeah, Leeds showing what they've got in these late minutes of this game. You know, defending stoutly, doing all the horrible stuff, tracking runners. You know, been a fantastic performance from them in this second half, but they've shown real spirit Wednesday to keep this going.
Well, they hadn't won in 4 away against teams in the bottom 6 leads, potentially until tonight, of course. Bannon goes short. Wilks is going to chip it in towards the far post. As well delivered. However, it's half cleared for Leeds United. Here's Johnson on his left foot, swings it towards the back post, headed up in the air by Kamara. Could come down towards Bannon here, who's closed down that time by Joseph, and now on the charge down this left-hand side, desperate to try and break away. There's Dan James at pace, and he has on his side a throw, and there's going to be another substitution here, and it's going to be for the visitors, and it will see Jorginho depart, and he's going to be replaced by Perot.
Yeah, played well tonight, Jorginho Ruta. Made a big difference when he dropped into that central midfield area along with his teammates, Gruev and Kamara. Just give him a hand, give Leeds the advantage. They had a 20-minute spell just after half time where they made hay, Leeds. Made it difficult for Wednesday, and he was probably part of that, Ruta.
It's safe to say, Neil, I've been receiving constant messages throughout this evening every time I draw a reference to the playoff semi-final that took place here back in May, when, of course, Sheffield Wednesday made a tremendous comeback. Apparently they were unnecessary mentions that I was throwing in just to cause pain to the host of our live football on the TalkSport network, of course, Mr. Adrian Dunn, who has actually just pointed out to me they're only 2 down. They used to achieve more difficult comebacks than that. They should find this a breeze, shouldn't they?
Yeah, well, that was a phenomenal turnaround of events.
You can't talk about it, Neil.
No. Yeah, different game, obviously, altogether. But yeah, I mean, look, if they keep performing like this Wednesday, then I think they're going to be okay, you know. But you know, it's not often you come up against the Leeds side that have got this sort of quality every week. You know, they've got to put this game to bed if it does finish in a defeat. But you know, I think it's been a good game. It's been a great game of football, great game to watch.
As we enter these final crucial 10 games at the end of this EFL season, particularly in the Championship at the top, you really do. My heart is going to go out to 2 of those teams who end up in the playoffs. And how hard is it going to be to raise themselves when potentially they may have a record points total for a team who's not made automatic promotion. Here's Sheffield Wednesday now towards the edge of the penalty area, and again just trying to get his shot away that time was Malik Wilks, but just couldn't get the ball to run from. They've run it back though once more towards the edge of the penalty area. Smith's still lurking inside the box, as has Cadamarteri. Left hand side, Johnson swings it over towards Cadamarteri. It's a cracker. He's not the tallest of lads, is Cadamarteri. Here's Iorfa trying to deliver it, takes a deflection and has to be put behind by Melier from this right hand side for yet another corner for Sheffield Wednesday. Maybe this time they might put it in the box.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? You know, but I mean, for the last 10 minutes it's been all Wednesday, to be honest, and it's just been Leeds on the counter when they've regained it. But Will Vokes has made a massive difference since he's come on in midfield.
Bannon to deliver from this near side, left-footed, swung towards the near post. Mateo Joseph is back there defending for Leeds United. They literally pulled everyone back in. Here's Bannon again down this right-hand side with a chance to deliver. Skips inside of Kamara, gets it back onto that favoured left foot. We've got 5 added minutes here. Into the penalty area, trying to work the opportunity to shoot. That time was Bernard. That's the long-range effort that fizzes over the top of the bar in the end, though. That comes in from Johnson, and that will be a goal kick away to our right-hand side. 5 added minutes at the end of this game. As things stand, Leeds are moving second. A reminder to find out if Ipswich can just move above them again in this topsy-turvy Championship table. Cardiff against Ipswich, right here on TalkSport 2. Kick-off 12:30 tomorrow lunchtime.
Yeah, I mean, Leeds will feel really thoroughly pleased with themselves tonight with this result, because as it stands, this was a difficult one for them. You know, Sheffield Wednesday side in good form. You know, 5 wins out of their last 6 games. You know, all the pressure's on Leeds to try and get the result expected of them, really, to get the 3 points. But it's been a really, really professional performance from Leeds. They've nullified Sheffield Wednesday when they've needed to. but when they've had chance to play, they've been devastating at times. Got themselves in front of goal. Looks like they've got the 3 points.
Junior Firpo is departing, and he's going to be replaced by Sam Byram, who's coming on. I mentioned earlier his second spell at the club. He's got the unique thing of being a player who's scored in his teens, his 20s and his 30s for Leeds United, despite having that big spell where he departed the club. But second spell for him, and he's back on. He's featured a little bit more in recent weeks as well, but I think Firpo clearly the first choice left full-back for Daniel Farke.
Yeah, Sam Byron was one of my originals from the Leeds Academy.
Oh, there we go. Look at you, looking like a proud dad.
Yeah, well, he's approaching 30 now. Makes you feel old, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, he's been a fantastic servant for Leeds in both spells that he's had. Top product of Leeds United's academy.
Left-footed ball forward, this time by Firmino on that right-hand side, trying to pick out the advancing Iortha, but couldn't quite manage it, and Leeds have it again from midway inside their own half. And now here's Dan James in possession, midway inside Sheffield Wednesday territory. First touch wasn't the best, second was much better. He found Kamara, who's run into traffic. Then Joseph has helped it towards the edge of the penalty area, and it's a good save low down to his right-hand side again, that time by Beadle. A really good stop as well, as he managed to deny the shot that was driven in by Sam Byram, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic save down to his right hand side. I mean, he's received it probably just inside the box, and he's steadied himself, and he's had a free shot at goal almost, because the Sheffield Wednesday defender's gone with a runner, and he reads that superbly. That's going in. It's a great save.
Here's the corner down this near side. Here's Perot, has done well, and Bannon has to block him off. And it's going to be another corner for Leeds. 3 of the 5 have been played. There may have been Connor Roberts with a shot, actually. I may have been doing him a disservice saying it was Sam Byron.
Yeah, I think it was Connor Roberts.
Good stop though. He's made some good saves tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, particularly this second half as well.
As Perot is teeing up Roberts at the edge of the penalty area for that. We're into the last 90 seconds of time added on that left-hand side, and it's out of play for what will be a goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday. So the big challenge, I guess, for Sheffield Wednesday, when you think there were 12 points adrift at the start of December, the one thing they don't want is the momentum to stall, do they?
No.
And again, it's away at Ipswich next, which is going to be a huge challenge.
Yeah, well, the key to any run of results is the level of performance. They've got to keep the standard and the level of performance. The performance has been decent tonight. They've not been totally outplayed. They've competed. They've had probably the better of the first half. They've just come undone in the second half against a really, really good side, and they've probably just got to park this and then look to the next game, and try and get the run back on track. But they've shown enough for me tonight, Sheffield Wednesday, to say that they can stay in this division. There's no two ways about it.
It's going to be another week in the bottom 3 then for Sheffield Wednesday. Only outside that after one game, and that was on goal difference as well. It's been their home for quite some time now, but they've got a real chance of survival in this championship. Those teams at the bottom, the Queen's Park Rangers of this world and the Huddersfield, they've dragged 5 or 6 others into it. And while we're salivating over the race for promotion to the Premier League, it's going to be an exciting finale down the bottom as well. And we'll be following all of those games across the TalkSport network. Huddersfield West Brom is on Sunday again. Huddersfield near the foot of the table, West Brom in the playoff places. That's live here on TalkSport 2 from midday on Sunday afternoon. All the noise is coming from the Leeds supporters away to our left-hand side, and they are watching on quite merrily as their team defend the goal in front of that West stand down this right-hand side. Here comes Sheffield Wednesday. One last hurrah, a consolation goal maybe, but instead Dan James gives it to Perot, and now James is away down this left-hand side inside the penalty area, just runs out of play, and that will be a goal kick. We've had more than the 5 allocated by referee Sam Allison, who I think will now put his whistle to his lips, and it's Leeds United who move back into pole position for automatic promotion in the championship. They move second in the table above Ipswich, 2 points behind Leeds, and it's over to you, Kieran McKenna and your Ipswich side. who take on Cardiff live on TalkSport 2 tomorrow lunchtime. The goals coming in stoppage time at the end of the first half, courtesy of Patrick Bamford, and then early in the second half, in fact just 11 minutes into it, Wilfred Gnonto adding a second to secure the points for Leeds United. The run of Sheffield Wednesday comes to an end, but they battled valiantly, and on this showing, they'll give themselves more than a fighting chance of staying in the Championship this season. Full time then, here at Hillsborough. It's a win for Leeds that takes them second. It's Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 2.